Pressing the M key will give you an overview of where you are in the world, and I will try to explain the symbols as we come across them. The first person you want to talk to is the Scout, as he will give you an idea of what is generally available to do in the current area.
Fields beyond Shaymore are Kryta's breadbasket. Since the Centaur attack, citizens are trying to rebuild their lives. But it's tough with bandits and dangerous wildlife roaming the area. Don't wait for an invitation. Jump in and help them.
You can press the M key at any time to shut him up and return to play.
This is a waypoint. Waypoints appear on your compass, which is in the lower right corner of your screen. You can also see them on the world map, which you can access by pressing M. Press M again to close the world map. To teleport to a waypoint, open your world map and click on the waypoint to which you want to travel.
He explained waypoints, so he will save me a job. The next are points of interest. POIs, as we call them in-game. They are exactly what they say they are, a point of interest. Up in front is someone with an apple on their head. They have this because they have activated their mentor tag, so if you have any questions, then these people will be more than happy to help you out. Okay, so our first heart quest. Up in the top right corner you will see information about how to fulfill the quest's objectives. There will be someone you can talk to about the quest, but if you don't want to, not talking to them will not make any difference. So, we can kill the worms that pop up. We can entertain the cows. Or tend the corn. As you can see, they all contribute to the heart's objectives, so go ahead and do any of them you please to fill up the yellow line and complete the quest. Once you have completed the quest, the reward will pop up right on your screen. There is no need to go far away to talk to an NPC to get your reward. As you can see here, you don't have to watch out the game's animations for each interaction and they will still complete. Ones like this, I just hit auto run, which is the R key, and click F as I run past. Don't forget to pick up your loot. As with most games, the rubbish soon adds up, and some of the seemingly worthless things you pick up now can be pricey to purchase when you start crafting them and need them later. So, quest done again and level 3. This time we got a new bag slot. It will only hold 4 things. Pretty rubbish really, but it will do for now. To equip, simply double click on the item in your inventory and voila, we have a little more room in our bag. While in the bag, you can see we haven't picked up much, a bit of meat and a weapon. The weapon cannot be used by the class I am playing. The meat is a material. Clicking the deposit material button will send it straight to our bank, and clicking on hide bags will show our inventory as one block of space instead of separate bags. All of the things you see here named in yellow are usable items. If you don't check the Show Usable Items box, they will not be labelled at all until you are almost upon them or you hover over the area with your mouse. It's much easier to play the game being able to see these labels at a distance. Coming up next we have a vista. As you progress through the game, some of these get pretty hard to get to. All of them reward you with a view of the area you are in. Feel free to skip the view if you just want the XP, but a lot of them are amazing artwork, and all of them very cleverly include any players currently in the area. You are not just watching a pre-recorded video. Be careful about making big drops. If you are too high, you will take damage, or worse, fall to your death. It's only a matter of time before I die like this, as I'm used to gliding, which is a perk of the Heart of Thorns expansion. You will automatically swim when you come across water. Our first event. They are very easy to spot, as you will get an orange ring around them on the minimap. It's always a good idea to head for these, as it's extra XP, and if you have a heart in the area, participating in the event will often get it completed fast. This one is kind of boring. Collect and hand in apples. Not really keen on this type of event, but the secret is just hand in a few and move on. You will get credit for helping out. I'm helping to do this one for two reasons. I need to do the quest anyway, and once it's over, it will spawn another event to kill a big spider for even more easy XP. Okay, so quest done, and still no big spider. Let's move on. Every starter map has an example of how to dodge. Go ahead and practice. My tip, by the way, is telling me to use the Q key because that's what I changed it to. Yours will be by default a V or whatever you decided to use. Open the chest for some nifty new footwear. You will need to dodge to get back out. So, change my shoes, deposit, compact. Get in the habit of doing this when you open your inventory. When you have completed a heart, the quest above the NPC's head will be full instead of hollow. Any NPC that has a full heart also has a trade option. Each one has something different to sell. But most importantly, they all have an option where you can sell to them. Another fantastic resource management tool. Firstly, at the bottom, they have a Sell Junk button. If it can be sold by clicking on this, you will never need it in-game, so no fear using this. You can also sell them anything that's left, but I'm saving that for now. In all the fuss about explaining events, I barely paid attention to gaining level 4. We're now heading back to an earlier heart so I can explain about something very useful you can buy from heart vendors to help you level faster. Food. Different foods have different effects. The one we are going to buy will give us a little more HP, but better yet, it gives us 10% more XP from everything we kill. Later in the game, you can even use heart vendors to buy your trinkets and armour, but for lower levels, try to just leave spending your karma until you need something. Talking of karma, you will have noticed we get coins, XP, and something called karma for completing quests and events. Karma is another type of currency, and if you find it confusing having two types of currency, then just wait. There are many types in Guild Wars. All of them, apart from gold, require you to play the content associated with it. If you wanted a credit card gets you what you want type game, you're in the wrong place, sorry. Another quest done and level 5. No one wants to watch an hour-and-a-half long video, which, inclusive of a lot of standing around, is how long it took me to get to level 10, so I've put some of the playthrough on fast forward rather than delete it completely. Here is a good example of using the down skills. A fight is not always over when you are almost dead. Continue spamming those skills while fighting the mob, and if it dies, you will be restored to fight another day. That Vista got us level 6. Check in my inventory, I have a new weapon to equip. And remember, deposit, compact. This is a portal into the neighbouring map, but unfortunately we can't leave starter maps in free to play until we are level 10. The next really useful piece of information I want to pass on is crafting stations. Not all maps have them, but all of the starter ones do. Clicking on any of the stations is a portal into your bank. You have your normal bank screen and your tab that is for material storage. The material storage has enough room for 250 of each. Every time you click deposit materials when you're out in the field, this is where the materials will be sent. Don't be afraid to teleport around the map, as it only costs a few copper in the early levels and a few silver when you reach level 80. It's never going to break the bank. Thank you, Waypoint XP. We are now level 7. This is a hero point. We collect these as we play and use them to buy skills. Hero points are unlocked at level 11, so we will have to come back and get this then. If we were not on a free-to-play account, we could do the points challenge now and get the point, just not be able to spend them until level 11. This is a good example of tagging an event. Here I collect some eggs and hand them in and continue on my journey.
Hello. Welcome.
This next thing frustrated me a lot. We can't talk in map chat in free to play, ever. So as a new player, I can't simply ask a question if I'm stuck, so the best thing for me to recommend you do is join a guild. So when I saw one advertising on map chat, I thought I would take it as an opportunity to show you how easy it is to do. It isn't. We are supposed to be able to whisper one new player every 30 seconds. But when I sent this whisper, the response I got was, I'm hoping it was a restriction as my account was only a few hours old. We will look further into this in another video. Anyway, remember that event collecting scale eggs for Chef Victor? Looks like he finally got enough, and now we get our XP for contributing even though we are not near him anymore. We have been quite unlucky with coming across events, as in there have not been many of them. They really do make a difference to your XP. I know I could have been level 10 by now if there had been more. Level 8, and now we have been given a weapon and a breathing mask to use underwater. Unfortunately, I have failed to try any underwater combat to see if we would have died without it. You may notice, as we're zooming past, that I am also reviving the downed NPCs and players, as this is another source of XP. Level 9 and we are given some harvesting tools. We can now start gathering materials as we travel around the map. This would include chopping trees, mining for ore, or gathering herbs and vegetables. I really do want to apologise for the length of this video, but I didn't want to break my promise of reaching level 10 again. Finally, we are at level 10 and at the end of this video. Level 10 unlocks our personal story, which I plan to make the subject of the next video.